good to have you on and great to get your take on this latest IPO in the region. At 106 rials a share, do you think it reflects the financial health and market potential of Saudi Logistics? And what do we know about this business?
Yeah, in terms of valuation, we're talking about 20 times earnings for this year's numbers, and that compares to about a CAGR for the next 3 years of about 20%. It's also at a 20% discount to the Saudi peers. So I do think there's upside from the IPO price. We'll see that shortly today. It's obviously a carve-out of Saudi Airlines, which has also carved out previous entities such as Saudi Ground Services. And they have a 95% local market share. So this is a very significant player in the cargo and logistics services.
What does it say about the appetite for Gulf IPOs right now? And can you offer any insight into perhaps why now was the right time to go public?
I mean, Saudi is diversifying its economy. I think that's very clear. You can see that obviously also in the GDP numbers. Non-oil activity is still up 3.6% year over year. The contribution of transport logistics has increased to about 10% from 6% as per the 2030 vision. So they continue to have very high growth forecasts, basically, for the non-oil sector, and this is clearly a secular play. We see that other segments as well, such as healthcare, education, has been on a phenomenal run this year. So there continues to be appetite for these kind of IPOs as Saudi is diversifying its economy.
Indeed. And Jaap, also, how are you viewing the performance of the regional markets in the face of rising tensions in the region? Israel's war against Hamas in Gaza undermining confidence globally, but what does it mean locally?
Yeah, on the day of the attacks, obviously, we saw a big drop in index levels, and we saw a lot of profit-taking, particularly in Dubai. And that's a reflection of high foreign ownership. We start to see foreigners selling. And obviously the market had been running up heavily, and therefore there was like an incentive to take profits. And we saw a rotation actually in stocks that didn't actually perform that well. We saw a small rotation into Qatar, a little bit of rotation in Saudi Arabia. Another element has been that it's very difficult to short the market. And one way to short the market was actually the ETF that's listed in the US. On the Saudi Arabian stock market, and therefore you start to see the AUM tracking number coming down severely, as this is the only ETF you can short, and that had an impact on some of the index names. So a lot of the adjustments we've seen were technical, as people were trying to reduce their Middle East exposures. Nonetheless, we started to see some recovery as well. Some stocks really were oversold over the last few weeks.